Good afternoon. We're here broadcasting from Tesol Colombia, our first version. And my name is Albedo Cadena, a faculty member from the Department of Languages and Cultures from Universidad de La Sabana. And here we have Professor Wendy Chambers, who just finished her presentation on call. So, um, Professor Wendy Chambers, we would like to know about the implications of using technologies so that teachers and learners are able to reach their goals. What can you tell us on that respect?
It's a very interesting question, and it's one that often teachers will think about in terms of what kinds of tools can I use in the classroom. That's often where they'll start. But I would ask and implore people to think about how pedagogy can be used and how tools can be used in the classroom based on a pedagogical approach. So really questioning why the tool is being selected and for what reasons in order to reach the task outcomes or the program outcomes or the curriculum outcomes. So hopefully that answered some of your question.
Thank you. In your presentation, you referred to the TPAC as a way to actually help teachers deal with the way they use technology for learning and teaching purposes. Could you tell us a little bit about how it works?
Sure. So the TakeBack model is something that includes technology, it includes content, and includes instructional or teaching kinds of pieces. So it's really about how all of those pieces can be used in the classroom to inform how technology can be incorporated into task design. So there's not really an ideal model that is used or is even available at this particular moment that includes technology, content, instructional presence, and also attends to language and culture. So this is an area in the research that really needs to be further developed.
Okay, and you also said that this model did not really focus much on the language, on the teaching of language, right? So what do you think can be done in order to have this actually integrate the model?
So integrating the model, I think it's in fact, this particular TPAC model does provide some of the elements that we need to attend to. Language teachers are already really fully aware of the language aspects of what we need to do in the classroom and thinking about culture as well. So really it's about thinking about how can we use some of the technology in a pedagogically sound way and incorporate that into task design so that we are still providing the support for learners. We're scaffolding that support, we're spiraling it, we're recycling some of the concepts to really help learners move ahead in building their digital literacy skills. So the TPAC model does provide some of the elements that we need to be attending to, but I think there's a lot more that can be done as well. So, yeah.
You also said that we don't need to be experts on technology in order to actually do wonderful things in the classroom or with our learners. That's why you said that we should mind pedagogy. Why is that?
Well, you know what? It's really easy to find a tool and jump on the bandwagon and say, hey, this tool is fantastic, without really considering how it's helping support learners and how it's attending to our own pedagogical needs and how is it attending to helping students learn content, learn language, learn about culture. So it's really being about critical, and I don't mean critical in a negative sense. I mean critical in terms of asking why that tool is being used in the classroom. I think it's far better to select a tool that attends to a particular learning outcome than it is to use a tool just for the sake of using it because everyone else is using it. I would encourage teachers to be quite critical and think about the reasons why it's being used.
Okay. In your opinion, what are those skills that teachers should develop in order to use computer-assisted language learning correctly?
Right. So this is a challenge because oftentimes I know in our Canadian context that our teachers don't always have the support that they need from their administrations. Sometimes there's a lack of funding to send teachers for professional development opportunities. So I would really encourage teachers to kind of take initiative themselves to learn how to incorporate technology. And they can do so by attending conferences just like Tesol Colombia to build networks and to learn about how to use technology in the classroom. But there's also lots of resources that are available online as well that teachers can attend to. There's blogs, there's wikis that are written by the same people who are conducting the research and writing the books in the field as well. So there are lots of different opportunities, but sometimes teachers really need to take initiative for themselves as well, and garner support from their fellow teachers, and maybe even encourage the administration as well to take technology seriously and be able to incorporate it in a pedagogically sound, meaningful way that makes sense for teachers, for learners, and for the program goals as well.
Okay. You also referred to some constraints that many teachers need to face or have to face nowadays, and among those there is the fact that there might be technology to use, but there might not be, for example, internet connectivity or something. So what would be your advice for those who have got technology but may have these type of constraints?
Right, and it's not that uncommon either. So there can be hardware issues, there can be software issues, things that aren't up to date. But, sometimes we just need to look at the things that students do have available. So sometimes they have a digital device, they have a mobile phone, they have an iPad, they have a laptop, and there's lots of things that can be done using those as well. There's lots of already integrated features like doing podcasts or creating video casts and things like that. So sometimes teachers need to be a little bit creative as well. So I hope that answers some of your question.
Yes, you certainly did. Okay, to sum up, we would like to hear from you, your perception, your general perception from this event.
You know what? I feel so fortunate to have been invited to Tesol Colombia. I've had a fantastic time. It's been great listening to the other plenary speakers who are from around the world. It's always wonderful to have an opportunity to hear those perspectives, their research agendas, their outcomes, and things that they've learned from their research. But I'd also like to commend the organizing committee as well, because the conference has run beautifully, and it's been fantastic to listen to local perspectives as well as international perspectives and how we can blend those together and how we can really learn from each other. And I think that's one of the important values of having a conference like this, is those networking opportunities and opportunities to learn from people that we wouldn't otherwise meet. So I say thank you so much for inviting me and for running this amazing conference. So congratulations to you as well in the organizing team.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your words, and we really appreciate your being here with us. That's all by now. Thank you.